Well, my wonderful viewers, it's that time of the year again. Motherfucking Christmas. The best time of the year, and it's so great to be back. Christmas is everywhere nowadays, with so many TV specials and movies right here in my country of the United States. Meanwhile, in Japan, Christmas is more of a romantic and family holiday than it is a religious holiday in other places. Because of that, you won't find that many anime Christmas-related things. But when you do find it, they can be pretty enjoyable and something that you watch each year as the Christmas season comes along. And since today is of course Christmas Day itself, I want to count down my favorite Christmas related episodes of TV or Japanese animated movies. So 'tis the season to be jolly, this is my top 10 anime things to watch on Christmas. Number 10. Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Christmas Tree of Might. Yes, you might be calling bullshit and saying that I'm cheating with this one, but Dragon Ball Z Abridged is such a huge part of the Dragon Ball Z community that it just had to be included in the bunch. After all, Dragon Ball Z Abridged was what got me into Dragon Ball Z in the first place, and the Abridged movie itself, based on the Tree of Might movie, is a lot of fun. Even though the special was made in the early stages of Team 4 Star, a lot of it still holds up today. From the voice acting, the editing, and the always hilarious jokes that these guys bring to the table. They've got new jokes for the special and recurring jokes from the regular series. My favorite recurring joke to come out of this abridged special is Goku's obsession with Christmas and his need to always save it. This coming back in the Lord Slug and plan to eradicate Christmas specials. With Dragon Ball Z Abridged, you can't go wrong. And the Christmas Tree of Might movie is a jolly good time.
He's just gonna bring me books again.
He brings you what you like, and what do you like?
Why my books?
See? He brings you what you like.
Well, what am I getting for Christmas?
The same thing as last year, Goku.
Oh, so that thing you do with your mouth?
Non-friend of Gohan!
Number 9. Pokemon, Episode 39, Holiday Hijinks. I'm putting this anime and its episode in mostly because of its place in Pokemon history. A lot of the original episodes from Season 1 were either heavily censored or removed in their English release. Whether because the episode caused a ton of children to have seizures in Japan, there was a use of things like guns, events or titles of the episode were similar to the attack on 9/11, or because it was just weird. And Holiday Hijinks was one of those censored or removed episodes, mostly because of the title Pokemon Jynx. Jynx was a controversial Pokemon back in the day, with their color originally black. This made people accuse Pokemon of using an African American stereotype of blackface. Now while the design of the Pokemon was based off the fashion design of Gangolu, where Japanese girls have tan skin and an abundance of makeup, as I get older and older, I can see how people saw the original design of Jynx as an offensive stereotype. Because of that, Jynx is now always shown to be purple instead of black. But how's the episode itself? Well, bizarre to say the least. The plot of the episode is Ash and the gang helping the Jynx and stopping Team Rocket from kidnapping Santa. Why did they kidnap Santa, you might ask? Well, because when Jessie was younger, she thought that Santa had stolen her favorite doll. This starting the recurring joke of all of Jessie's backstory episodes having nothing going her way, making her eventually join Team Rocket. Though it's revealed later on that Santa only took the doll in order to repair it, but later couldn't give it back to Jessie because she stopped believing. In the end though, Ash and the gang stop their plans and they all celebrate a Merry Christmas. In summary, this episode is kind of a basic Pokemon episode, though it is bizarre to see Santa in this Pokemon world, but it's also kind of fun. It's a Pokemon Christmas episode with lots of charm and a legendary status in the community.
You might as well take that stocking down. After that's done, Santa's never gonna visit us.
Well, it doesn't hurt to hope, does it?
Santa won't visit if we stay awake all night.
Number 8. Sailor Moon S, the movie, Hearts in Ice. A Sailor Moon movie that may not take place on Christmas or have it on screen all that much, it still has a lot of winter snow and charm, making me think of the holidays. Because of an ice entity named Princess Snow Kaguya's desire to freeze the earth, her and her snow dancers terrorize the planet, with only our Sailor Guardians being able to fight them. Meanwhile, Luna comes across a man named Kakeru, who Luna eventually finds herself crushing on. And while this movie itself might be a little basic and the whole Luna unrequited love with a human can get a little weird sometimes, the movie has a lot of enjoyable moments that I like to watch every year around this time. Whether it's the original Japanese version or the most recent Viz Media version, it's fun to see a team up of all the Sailor Guardians, minus Sailor Saturn. It's cool to see Luna's human form from the original manga here in animated form. and the developing relationship between Luna and Artemis is as cute as it always is. If you're a huge fan of Sailor Moon like I am, you can understand why I'm putting this movie on this list, even if it isn't especially Christmas related. But you should watch it anyway, if nothing else than seeing Tuxedo Mask dressed as Santa. Now that's worth a viewing, all on its own.
Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas! And a Happy New Year!
It is Tuxedo Mask!
The winter is harsh in a snow-driven northern land. However, the only ones who should be allowed to accentuate this winter landscape are lovers.
Number 7. Sakura Quest, Episode 20, The Phoenix and the Holy Knight. Sakura Quest is an underrated anime that I don't hear that many people talk about. It's an enjoyable and engaging anime, and this episode is no exception. Continuing from the previous episode, we see that Maki had not been successful in her audition and getting her acting career up again. However, this failure inspires Maki to put on a Christmas stage play for the town's school closing ceremony. The play goes on very successfully, and Maki is encouraged to form her own acting troupe in the town. I love this episode for a number of reasons. One is that the central character is my favorite character, Maki, plus it's a good conclusion of her overall character arc. Being inspired to act again and taking her past failures to motivate her towards her future. The Christmas school play itself is a lot of fun to watch. There's a certain dedication that the anime has in showing the majority of the play, and it really does have that local play feeling to it. The acting of all the troupe members is campy and a little awkward, except for the professional actress Maki. And the voice acting really helps this feeling. With a realistic local Christmas play, a good conclusion to my favorite character's arc, and some good holiday feelings all around, this is one serviceable Christmas episode.
Now after this, I finally understand what he meant.
What's that?
It's pretty simple. I'm the one who's getting the real gift tonight.
You got a gift?
That's right. Everyone's smiling faces.
Number 6. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, Episode 10, Troop Dragon on Stage. They had a troop name, huh? Everyone who watches this channel knows that I love me some Dragon Maid, and this episode has a lot of comedic and heartwarming moments that will hit you right in the feels. In the episode, Toru is asked by one of the local shopping district's retailers to put on a Christmas show for the elderly after he injured himself. So Toru recruits the other dragons, plus Saikawa, who to help her put on a show. They decide to do the Little Match Girl. Now, as all these characters don't know what they're doing in the slightest, this play is given some extreme creative liberties, resulting in an over-the-top story involving magical girls and demon lords, though it does prove to be a success with the audience. Afterwards, Kobayashi and Taiki treat them all to a Christmas dinner, while later on, Kobayashi and Toru take a flight in the night and exchange presents. This episode is drop-down hilarious as much as it is heartwarming. The initial auditions are a lot of fun, with Fafnir being a tough casting agent. The rehearsals are entertaining, with no one getting along and them getting no work done. The play itself is the highlight of the episode, and it is truly a sight to behold. The increasing insanity that is presented on stage gets more and more crazy as it goes on, with poor Shota having the cross-dress as a magical girl. The expressions on Kobayashi and Taikawa's faces are worth the whole event. Later on, the gift exchange between Kobayashi and Toru is just as sweet as you could imagine it, further showing us the special bond that the two of them share towards each other. Plus, there's an ongoing plot with Kana being worried that Santa won't deliver her presents, almost catching Kobayashi in the act at one point. This episode of Dragon Maid is packed with everything that you want from an anime like this, and it makes a fun Christmas episode as well.
Do you need any matches?
I don't.
Please, sir, please at least hear me out. I can't go back to the office until I've sold them all.
What are you doing?
The salesmen that come to our company always put on a performance like that.
Sucks for them.
Number 5. Cardcaptor Sakura, Episode 35, Sakura's Wonderful Christmas. Ah, the original Cardcaptor Sakura series. Oh, how I love it so much. And this Christmas episode, much like with most of the series, is a pleasantly enjoyable episode. It's Yukito's birthday on Christmas, and Sakura stresses out about what to give her crush. The two of them end up going to the amusement park with Tomoyo and Keto, following them in secret. Xiaoen and Mei-ling get pulled into the mix as well. However, these cute shenanigans are interrupted by the fiery card, though Sakura manages to catch it. Later on, Sakura gives Yukito his gift while Keto releases light aura in the sky to simulate snow. Yukito and Sakura promise to come again next year. This episode is just filled with the cute and adorableness that is associated with the original Cardcaptor Sakura series, and because it's Christmas themed, it makes it even better. The episode features the great writing and enjoyable and lovable characters that we've come to love over the years. I love Sakura and Shaoran's rivalry in both their crushes on Yukito and their fight to capture the Clow cards. Tomoyo and Kero work well off each other and are a delight. There's also the recurring joke of Toya working everywhere that Sakura and her friends happen to be. The episode also features the world's wonderful animation while providing some foreshadowing for events that come later on in the series. It's a great Christmas episode in an excellent Magical Girls series.
雪うさぎとかいう兄ちゃんに電話すんのに1時間も悩みよってからに恋する乙女っちゅうはようわからんわ
Number 4. Sword Art Online, Episode 3, Red-Nosed Reindeer. Believe it or not, there was a time when I really liked the first season of Sword Art Online. It was during the first 3 episodes of the season, and the 3rd episode was one that I really loved. The episode features Kirito joining a guild called the Moonlit Black Cats and goes to help them traverse some of the floors of the game. But they are eventually caught in a trap and the guild dies in battle with Kirito being the only survivor. Months later, on Christmas Eve, Kirito finds the rumored revival item that is held by Nicholas the Renegade. Kirito defeats him and obtains the item but learns that it can only save a player during their 10-second end phase before they die. Later on, Kirito gets a message from the deceased Sachi, who left him a message to be activated Christmas night. The message features Sachi telling Kirito that she figured that she would have been dead at this point, and for Kirito to not blame himself for it. She ends the message by humming Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and thanks Kirito for all the time he spent with her. This episode is fantastic. It's a great story of grief and tragedy. There is a sense of foreboding throughout the first part of the episode as we get to know and like the members of this guild. And that's why it really feels sad when all of them die, especially Sachi. And you feel for Kirito when he grieves their deaths and wants to find a way to bring them back, only for his journey to be in vain, causing him to become reclusive. It's an episode full of emotions and uses Sword Art Online's best elements. It's outstanding animation and music, interesting ideas and themes, and fun and badass fight scenes. This was the episode when I really got into Sword Art Online. It's just a shame that it all went downhill from here.
Stay alive, you hear? I don't care how you do it. Just stay alive to the end.
Number 3. Toradora, Episode 19, Christmas Eve Festival. This Christmas episode is one of the most well-known ones, and that's helped by the fact that Toradora is one of the best slice-of-life romantic comedy anime out there. This episode features our group of characters attending a Christmas party at the school. Later on, Taiga returns to her apartment and laments about being alone on Christmas again because of her deadbeat father. Ryuji arrives to comfort her, but Taiga insists that Ryuji go find Minori at the party and confess his love for her. After pushing him out of the apartment, Taiga finds herself crying when she realizes that it's Ryuji that she's loved all this time, and not Kitimura. She tries to chase after him, but fails and breaks down in a crying mess. With Minori seeing this, she rejects Ryuji's attempts at a confession and runs off. Realizing he's just been rejected, Ryuji feels what he believes to be heartbreak and collapses onto the ground. There is so much to love about this episode. Aside from the wonderful and funny character writing and interactions, it's the little things that make this episode special. Kitimura is hilarious as a shirtless Santa. My lord, that boy's ripped. Of course, everyone remembers Taiga and Ami performing Holy Night for the school. And admittedly, it's a very cute and sweet moment that amazes everyone, giving you some holiday feels. However, the highlight of the episode is Taiga's tearful breakdown when she discovers her love for Ryuji and how she may have just lost him forever. This moment works so much because it's something that's been foreshadowed and built up for several episodes, and it's complemented by some excellent animation, music, and voice acting. It's a fantastic scene that has consequences for the rest of the series. All of this and more is what not only makes this a great Toradora episode, but a great Christmas episode as well.
Christmas Eve. The only women who are out on dates tonight are the ones who don't have the willpower to commit to their financial futures. So they won't be ready when the ideal property pops up on the market. But I will. I'm gonna snap it up!
Number 2. Tokyo Godfathers, the classic Satoshi Kon movie, a director who has also made the movies Perfect Blue, Millennium Actress, Paprika, and the anime Paranoia Agent, all things that I love to death, and the movie Tokyo Godfathers is no exception. The movie is all about 3 homeless people, an adult man, a transgender woman, and a teenage girl, who comes across an abandoned baby on Christmas. The 3 of them search for the baby's mother while coming across crazy coincidences and insane situations that will change their lives forever. This movie is fucking hysterical. The voice acting gives us some comedic moments, and the animation on the characters' expressions does not hold back in the slightest. You really get to know these characters and how they interact with each other. Each of the characters have great backstories that explains how they ended up in the positions that they currently are. The other minor characters that the group comes across are a lot of fun as well. My favorite character is of course Hana, with her being one of the most realistic transgender characters that I've ever seen. Sure, some of the things that the characters call her are a bit outdated, but the way that Hana takes nobody's shit is just great. She's a character that really holds up. The writing in the movie is also excellent. The way it weaves together all of the different plot points and character arcs to come together by the end is so satisfying. It's a really smart movie, and the insanity of it all is a lot of fun. But it also has a lot of heart too. There are some depressing and devastating moments in this movie, and it's helped by how you care for these characters. After watching the movie, you just feel good. A perfect thing to feel around the holidays. All these reasons and more is why Tokyo Godfathers is a movie that I always try to watch every year around the holidays.
救急車
もう失礼ね
Number 1.
The morning of December 16. It was so cold, and I mean cold, that if you took an ice pick and plunged it into the ground, you'd shatter the earth into a million pieces.
The disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya. Don't worry, I can already tell what you're thinking. To be fair, while Christmas is mentioned throughout the movie, it is not Christmas focused, nor does it take place during Christmas. So why is this movie number 1? Well, 2 reasons. One is that The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya is my all-time favorite movie. And second is that I watch this movie every year in December. This movie is here in the list because I'm super biased towards it, and I don't care. The movie is that amazing. To give you guys context on my first viewing of the movie, I thought, and still think sometimes, that the first 2 seasons of the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya anime were just okay. That's all. The movie, however, made me really love the franchise, making me buy and read all the original light novels. And for the movie itself, there's a lot to praise about it. The animation is top notch, of course it is Kyoto Animation. The movie is the best in the series, giving us lots of soothing and relaxing piano arrangements. But the best thing about this movie is its story and characters. Kyon wakes up to a world where Haruhi is gone and nobody knows who she is. That's an incredible setup. And as more things get revealed and we get twist after twist, we get to see our characters in ways that we haven't seen them before. And we learn more things about them in this different scenario that we wouldn't have known about in the real world. Recontextualizing things that we saw in the first 2 seasons and transforming this series into something completely different and making me really love it. Yes, the movie is about 2 hours and 40 minutes long, but no scene feels wasted. Each scene serves a purpose, and even if they feel like a waste of time at first, they will eventually come back into play later. I could talk about this movie forever, but there's presents to open, carols to sing, and great food to eat. In the end, The Disappearance of Haruhi Suzumiya is my favorite anime thing to watch on Christmas. It brings me so much joy and happiness every time I watch it. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. See ya in 2019.
Sweet!
Not that I care, but if you look at that from the outside, it's backwards.